Hello there. Well, today we thought we'd talk about what is in your essential knitting kit. Now, I've made all the girls in the office laugh a bit because I came in with about 4 bags of knitting, bits of which have various essential bits of kit in. I do have one main bag, this, that comes with me sort of in and out of every bag that I have, but I do have probably about, 15 bags of different projects. But these are my essentials that I have on everything. The first thing I have, and I have loads of these, are sewing up needles. The plastic, which is good if you do, because it's got a bigger eye, so that's good if you are sewing up chunky garments, etc. Sewing up pins, I do pin my garments together once I've blocked them before I start knitting them. Particularly, I've just finished a jumper with stripes, so I matched all the stripes up before I then went to do it. So those are the essential. I got caught in a hotel room the other week sewing this garment together. And we'd set the show up that day in Birmingham, and I'd put packs of about 50 sewing up needles, and then went to get my knitting kit and didn't have it and couldn't sew my garment up, so I was really frustrated. So I always have lots and lots of sewing up needles, stitch markers, which I use. I know you obviously use these a lot in circular knitting, etc., and crochet. I also use them when I'm counting rows up the side, so if I'm doing a pattern, then I'll put one every 3 or 4 rows. So that I know exactly where I'm up to on the patterns and where my decreases are as well, so I can match up increases and decreases on sleeves. So I've got different types of them. I've got those which just hook over the end of my needle when I'm in my circular knitting. Those are some quite pretty little ones. And then the locking stitch markers, which are the ones that I use when I'm counting my pattern rows up the side and decreasing and increasing of sleeves. Oh, that's quite a handy gadget. That is a needle threader. As I get older and older, I find it more and more difficult to thread needles. So that was something that when we got them in, I thought, oh, I'll never need one of them, and actually that's pretty much invaluable. I have my trusty row counter, which I do like this one. I've tried lots of different row counters, including the apps you can have on your phone, and the apps on your phone are just really irritating because I have to unlock my screen and then add the rows on. So I use that Clover one, which is really good. It's quite sturdy and comes with me everywhere. These little tubs are quite good as well. I actually can't remember where I got that little box from. Oh, Prim. There you go, but that was quite nice. Obviously, a couple of pairs of scissors for trimming your ends. I do usually have snips as well, but they tend to float around in the bottom of the bag. So scissors just to trim my ends off. I've got a couple of pairs, some kids' ones in case the girls are helping me in this. Hand cream. Now that is an essential for me because I work so much. You'll see, work so much with yarn. My hands are always really, really dry. So that is something that I use quite a lot. Crochet hooks. The best thing ever was to learn to pick up a drop stitch with a crochet hook. And I do use that all the time now. I just find them really handy for when if I've made a mistake and I need to get rid of some stitches off my needle or whatever, I find the crochet hooks really handy. Normal quilting needles for when I do sewing. There's also some thread there as well. Those have come from when I've been doing some English paper piecing, I think. A nice random button. Not quite sure where that came from, but there you go. That, which is cute, that was from Little Box of Crochet Kit, which I got, and I just think that's really, really, really lovely stitch marker. Tape measure. Never, ever, ever be without your tape measure. It is the most frustrating thing to find out you've not got one. I'm a compulsive measurer when I'm knitting, so I do find that absolutely invaluable. What else? Cable needles. Now I have quite a few different types of cable needles. I personally like these ones, the cranked ones. You slip your stitches to that point and then it just hangs down at the back of the needle while you knit the others off the other needle. Those ones work in a similar way as well. I do prefer them because I can hold on to them with the hand, but lots of people prefer those as well. Or you can have the old-fashioned just straight cable needle. Hair clips, just because when I'm leaning down doing something, my hair always gets in the way, so I have hair clips in there as well. Stitch holders. Now these stitch holders were a revelation to me because they open at both ends. So you slip your stitches onto the middle bit, hook it over, and then when you need to knit round, they're nearly always on the wrong side of the needle, so rather than slip them onto another needle and knit them off that, you just open up that end and knit them off that one. So yeah, those were a real revelation when I saw them. I think a lady showed them to me at the shows and then we ended up buying them after that. I've got another stitch marker there as well, so I have loads of these. Now this, a notebook. I am a so-and-so for jumping from one pattern to the other. So this means that I record and I try and keep a notebook. Sometimes it is just a scrap of paper or sometimes it's on a ball band of exactly where I'm up to on the pattern when I put it away. Because I do know I'm quite likely to put a pattern away and not touch it again for a month, if not longer. Sometimes it has been a lot longer. I like quite cute little tins as well. Most of my stuff goes in tins or little pouches. Some of which I bought, so the tins are bought ones. Pouch came free with Simply Knitting, I think. So those are, and just oddments of yarn because I never know quite what to do with them. I think that's all. That's my essential, that's a wire from some circular somewhere, but that is my essential knitting kit.